Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Faye, and for today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys a review on the new Laura Mercier Translucent Honey Setting Powder. This powder launched recently, I think about a week or two ago, and I have been very anxious and excited to get my hands on it because ever since they launched the Translucent Deep, I have been having my fingers crossed that they would come out with a shade in between because the Translucent Deep is just a little too dark for me. I definitely cannot use it to set underneath my eyes, and it's a little too dark for me to even set my face. So I was hoping that they would be coming out with a shade in between, and they must have heard my little makeup prayers because they launched the Translucent Honey. So in today's video, I wanted to share with you guys my first time opening the product, demoing the product on my face, and give you guys my first impression and quick little review of how I feel it fits on the skin, how it works with my complexion, all of that good stuff. So that is what I'm going to be sharing with you guys in today's video. I did a very basic beat because of course the focus is on the setting powder, but I am going to give you guys a little sped up, fast forward version of me applying all of my makeup just in case you're interested in seeing that. And I will have all of the products that I have on my face listed down below, as well as a direct link to the Translucent Honey if you're interested in purchasing it after watching today's review. So if you're new to my channel, I would love to have you as part of my Faye fam. Definitely be sure to subscribe by clicking on the subscribe button down below. I'm sure you guys already know the drill on how to do that. And if you enjoyed today's video and find it helpful, please let me know by giving it a big thumbs up. It helps me and my channel out a lot, and also will help to get my channel out to more people that may want to see a review on this product. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into today's review. Alright guys, so I have got you zoomed in up close and personal because as I mentioned in the intro, today we are going to be testing out the new shade of the Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder. I have it right here. So this is what the packaging looks like. I'm not sure if she's planning to rebrand all of her packaging, but this packaging is definitely different from the original packaging. And even like the way that it opens, I think it just like slides. Yeah, it just slides out the side like this. And then on the inside, this is what the powder looks like. And even this packaging is a little bit different from the original. I'll grab the original one in a second, but I did purchase this from Sephora when it launched. It retails for $39 and you get 1 ounce of product, which I think is on par with the original one. But I was really excited when she came out with this because when she launched the Translucent Deep, I was initially excited about that one, but then I realized it was just a touch too deep for my complexion. Even to set my entire face with medium deep or translucent deep, it's too dark for me. So I'm going to test out this one today, and I'm going to use it the way that I would typically use a translucent setting powder throughout my full face routine. If you are new to my channel, I am very oily, so one little thing that I like to do is once I apply my primers to the skin, I like to go in with a translucent powder and set my primers before I apply my foundation. So I'm going to test that out with this and see if it works as well as the regular original translucent powder. And also, one of you guys on my previous video where I reviewed the new Too Faced matte foundation suggested that I pick up the shade Brulee. So I went ahead and picked that up from Sephora. So I'm going to give you guys a little update on the Too Faced Born This Way matte foundation in this video as well, using the new shade, because if you have not watched that video, I'll link it for you. But I originally used Butter Pecan, and this one was a little bit too orange. So I did have one of the representatives at Sephora test out this shade for me, and it looked like it might be a little bit of a better match. So we're going to test that out today, and we're also going to test out this powder. So really quickly, just so that you guys can see, this is the difference in the packaging. You can see how this one, the font is a little bit different and the letters are a little bit bigger, and the top is also, I feel like, well, the top may be the same, but then you can see on this one that the font is smaller and it's also a different font. So I'm not sure if she's planning to do some rebranding or what the deal is with that. I'm not mad at the packaging. And then here is a difference in the shades. Hopefully you guys can see that. I'm trying to not like tip it over while I'm trying to show you. But you can see that the Translucent Honey is much more of a yellow tone, whereas the Translucent Original is pretty much a stark white shade. So hopefully that yellow undertone will be a much better match for my complexion. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. So first up, I'm going in with my Fenty Pro Filt'r Instant Retouch Primer. You guys know I always like to start out with this. It just helps to prolong my makeup and control oil. Next up, to blur out my large pores, I'm going in with the Tatcha The Silk Canvas Primer. This was a little tiny one that I got in a holiday set. So I'm pretty much almost done with it. So I'm just trying to use it up. And then once I use this one up, I think I'm going to try out the Liquid Silk Canvas because I've heard a lot of really good things about that one from people that I have seen that have actually purchased it. So let me know down below if you have tried it out, what you think. But yeah, once I finish this up, I definitely have that on my wish list and saved to my favorites. And then last but not least for primers, I'm going in with this one. This is the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. And I'm pretty much just going to apply this all over my face. This is one of my absolute favorites. It doesn't do much for controlling oil, but it definitely will keep your makeup in place all day long. So I like to apply my oil controlling primers underneath this one and then just apply this one as my last primer layer. Okay, so primers are on. So now I'm gonna go ahead and set my primers in place. Like I said, today I'm gonna be using the translucent honey shade from Laura Mercier, and we are gonna see if this powder gives me the same result as the regular translucent powder. And you can see this is like a much more yellow toned powder, but I basically just like to press it in the skin, focusing mostly on the areas where I tend to get the most oily. I don't really put much like under my eyes because that particular area of my skin can tend to be a little bit dry for whatever reason. But everything else, I just like to set in place. And then as a final step, so that I don't have a powdery finish, I'm just gonna go over it all with this setting spray. You can use any setting spray of your choice, but I'm just gonna use this one. Okay, so next up is foundation, and we are testing out the Brulee shade. If you are interested in my full review of the Too Faced Born This Way matte foundation, I will link it for you down below, like I mentioned. And that way you can see, like, I did a full 8-hour wear test and the whole shebang. So I will leave that linked for you if you want to see like the full review. But I'm just going to paint this on. And hopefully, I mean, it's looking a little orange, but we'll see. Okay, so this is what it's looking like after one layer. To me, it still looks kind of orange. I don't know, the more it sits on my skin, it does look like it may be blending in just a little bit better than the Butter Pecan shade. But what I'm gonna do is just take some of my LA Girl Pro Color Foundation Mixing Pigment. This is the blue one, so it's gonna neutralize it a little bit. And I'm just gonna mix the two of these together just a little bit and see if I can kind of cool down this foundation shade. Okay, so here is the cooler shade. That actually looks like a much better match. So what I may have to do with this foundation is just add a little bit of blue to it to help it to match my complexion a little bit better. But I'm just gonna go ahead and finish up the rest of my face up until we get to the powder. I'll put you guys in fast forward. I just wanted to show you guys that since I did have a recommendation from one of my subscribers to try out Brulee. So just in case you were interested in that, I just wanted to show you that really quickly. But I'm going to finish blending out my foundation, apply my concealer, and then I'll be back to jump into the powder. Alright guys, so I'm back and I've got my concealer on. As I showed you guys, I used the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Sculpting Concealer in the shade Sand. And now I'm going to go in with the Laura Mercier Translucent Honey. From what I understand, I believe the formula is the same. The shade is just different. So I'm just going to dip my sponge in here and start setting my face. So I'm going to start with my forehead. Alright, then I'm going to do underneath my eyes. So first I'm just going to blend out any possible creasing. Alright, and now we're going to go in with the powder. Okay, so I actually really like this powder. It's giving me, it's definitely basically the same formula, I feel like, but it's giving me like Ben Nye banana powder or Sasha buttercup powder. It's giving me the yellow tones that I needed, honestly. And like I said, I love that it's still the same formula. It's not super heavy or cakey on the skin. It blends out really nicely. It feels really nice on the skin. It's just giving me the right tones. What do you guys think? I think it looks good. So I'm gonna finish the rest of my face and then I'll come back once I have all of my makeup applied. Of course, I'm still gonna put you guys in fast forward so that you can see, and I will show you guys up close what it all looks like once I have the rest of my makeup applied. But so far, this might be about to replace my original translucent powder, I'm just saying. So yeah, I'm gonna put you guys in fast forward and I'll be back once I have everything on my face. Alright guys, so we are back up close and personal. I just wanted to show you another up close shot of my face now that I have everything on, before I actually go ahead and end out this video and give you my final thoughts. But this is what the skin is looking like now that I have all of my other makeup products on. Everything is sitting nicely on top, and this is just a little bit closer of how my skin looks underneath my eyes. It's very smooth, very soft, not cakey at all. So yeah. Alright guys, so that is going to bring us to the end of today's video. As far as my final thoughts, I really like what they did with this powder. Now that I have all of my makeup on, I can definitely tell a difference between when I would normally use the regular translucent powder and using this one. It's definitely a lot more warm underneath my eyes and in all of the areas that I set my face, and it just kind of meshes a little bit more natural with the rest of the products that are on my skin, because even though I feel like I have a little bit of a mix between a neutral and a warm undertone, I can kind of go either way. I feel like whenever I apply the translucent, it looks okay, but you can tell it's just a little bit of a, not really a white cast necessarily, but you can tell it's like a little bit more of a whiteness to the areas wherever I set using this one. And then today I just feel like everything is meshing really nicely and it just looks very natural on my face, if that makes sense. So if you are my complexion or a little bit lighter than me or a little bit darker than me, and if the translucent original powder is a little bit too light, or if the translucent deep is a little bit too dark, then I think that this one will be a really great fit for you, because like I said, today was my first day using this. I wanted to use it with you guys on camera so that you could get my genuine first impression. And I definitely think that I will be purchasing this from now on instead of the regular translucent, because I just feel like even setting underneath my foundation, it did not change the color of my foundation. And overall, I just think everything looks very together, very natural, not overdone. You know, it just all looks like it belongs together. So yeah, that is going to bring us to the end of today's video. I just realized I think I've been calling this translucent medium. If I have, it's translucent honey, not translucent medium. So just wanted to throw that out there. But the translucent honey shade is available right now on Sephora.com, and it will be available, I think, because today is Friday the 14th that I'm filming this video, so I think it's actually available in store now as well. So if you're interested in it, you could definitely go in the store and have a look at it for yourself, or you can purchase it online if you would rather not deal with people and wearing a mask and all of that kind of stuff, and just purchase it online and have it come to your door, which is what I did. But again, if you are one of my foundation twins out there, which I know I have a lot of you guys that watch my channel, or if you are a little bit lighter or a little bit darker than me, I think that this will be a really good fit for you. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's video or found it helpful, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. I would love to have you as part of my Fay fam. And yeah, I think that's all that I have for you guys. So thank you so much again for watching, and I'll see you guys very soon in my next video.